Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the movie story. Today, we're breaking down Shiver Me Timbers, the 2025 slasher film that serves as another twisted installment in the bizarre world of Popeye horror. I've previously covered the first film, Popeye's Revenge, and the second, Popeye the Slayer Man. Now we're tackling the third and most gruesome chapter yet. Let's dive in. The terror kicks off on April 12, 1986. We see a mother and her daughter walking through a field when they both scream in terror. They've discovered a gruesome collection of dismembered human body parts, a scene reminiscent of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. To understand how this horror came to be, we must rewind to the day before. A mysterious celestial body, comet, is passing close to Earth. To get an unobstructed view, many people have left the city, including 3 friends, Olive Oil, her brother Castor Oil, and Castor's girlfriend, Sila. They've planned a camping trip to watch the meteor shower. As a small nod to horror aficionados, the license plate on their car is identical to the one from A Nightmare on Elm Street. The film then provides a brief historical context. Since ancient times, comets have been feared as omens of disaster, plague, and destruction, divine punishment from the heavens. Many 80s horror movies used comets to explain strange phenomena like zombie apocalypses, alien invasions, or mysterious plagues. Since this movie is set in the 80s, we can expect something similar is about to happen. As the friends drive to their campsite, an old man suddenly appears in their path, puffing on a pipe and declaring, "I am what I am, and that's all I am." It's Popeye. As any slasher fan knows, the appearance of a strange old man on a road trip is never a good sign. It's always a harbinger of doom. Naturally, the kids dismiss him. He lets them pass, planning to go fishing later that night. At the campsite, 2 of their friends, Trent and Liz, have already set everything up. Meanwhile, Olive spots 2 local toughs, Skits and Spike, assaulting an old man named George. The moment they see Olive has friends, they retreat. George is clutching a comic book titled Killer Comet and raving that the comet will transform people into mutants. This is the second warning, which the group also ignores. They give him some money and send him on his way. Olive, however, seems preoccupied. She has been accepted into a prestigious university but is having second thoughts. After some deliberation, she tears up her acceptance letter. In another small but significant detail, the dean's name on the letter is Betsy Palmer, the actress who portrayed Jason Voorhees' mother in Friday the 13th. This film is packed with 80s horror references, though some feel a bit forced. Later, 2 more friends, Steve and Monique, show up with a supply of drugs. By nightfall, the whole group is partying. Meanwhile, Popeye is fishing peacefully when the meteor shower starts. A small meteor falls directly into his pipe. He takes a puff, and the transformation begins. He doesn't die. He mutates into a hideous monster. The first people he encounters are the 2 thugs, Skits and Spike. Drunk and oblivious, Spike punches the mutated Popeye. It's a fatal error. In a move straight out of a Jason movie, Popeye retaliates with a single punch that causes Spike's head to detonate. A terrified Skits runs for his life. Popeye's pipe was broken in the altercation, so he fashions a new one from one of Spike's bones. It's worth noting that the mutated Popeye's face and this particular kill were created entirely with CGI, not practical effects. Skits sprints back to the group screaming, "That giant sailor is coming!" He's the third person to warn them, but like the others, they ignore him, failing to even notice he's covered in blood. A short while later, Steve heads to the outhouse, its walls covered in the names of horror icons like Wes Craven, George Romero, and John Carpenter. Inside, Steve lights his pipe, only for Popeye to appear outside, puffing on his own. He grabs Steve's head and twists it with such force that it comes clean off. He then casually tosses the head aside and sits on Steve's corpse to relieve himself. Meanwhile, a couple retreats to a tent while the others lie under the stars, discussing rumors of a sequel to The Terminator. The movie is set in 1986, and Terminator 2 tune was released in 1991. Castor also mentions that Critters was released on April 11, 1986. The group then splits up to search for Steve, a classic slasher movie mistake. As they leave, Popeye approaches the tent. Inside, Trent and Liz are getting intimate. Popeye joins them, brutally killing Trent before ripping off Liz's head as well. In the woods, Olive and Monique discover a meteor, while Castor and Scylla find Steve's mutilated body. Just as Monique is confessing her feelings for Olive, another meteor strikes her directly in the forehead, killing her instantly. Castor and Scylla rush back to the camp, as does Olive. The three meet and share the horrific news. When they arrive at the camp, they find Popeye calmly sitting by the fire, sharpening a knife. He looks significantly younger. Their only thought is to escape, but the car keys are in a bag inside the tent. Olive volunteers to retrieve them. She stealthily crawls to the tent and grabs the keys, thinking she has succeeded, but Popeye snatches her. Just as he's about to kill her, Castor creates a diversion, giving Olive a chance to escape. Olive and Scylla reach the car, but the keys are now useless. Meteors have destroyed the engine. Worse, Castor is still being chased. Olive remembers a nearby factory and assumes Castor headed there. She and Scylla rush off, stumbling upon what's left of George's body on the way. His comic book prediction had come true. As Olive and Scylla searched for Castor, they saw him walking toward them, with Popeye in pursuit. Scylla jumped in to save him, but Popeye tossed her away effortlessly. He then grabbed Castor and threw him into a vat of toxic waste, melting him alive. It was a tragic end for the couple. Meanwhile, Olive made it to the factory, where she found an old man in a wheelchair with a shotgun. After she explained the situation, he took her inside and, in typical horror movie fashion, began sharing life advice. The only crucial piece of information was about something he had built to defeat Popeye, a weapon he called Bernice. Whatever it was, the mere sight of it terrified Olive. Before they could use it, a noise drew the old man outside. As he left, he uttered the classic line, "I'll be right back," which in a slasher film is a death sentence. True to form, Popeye beat him to death. Scylla arrived just in time to see it happen. Popeye then turned on her, but Olive attacked. Popeye threw her aside like a rag doll. Just when all seemed lost, Skits reappeared and pulled the meteor fragment from Popeye's pipe, causing him significant pain. This only enraged Popeye further. He stomped on Skits' face, crushing it. The meteor landed near Olive. Though it burned her hand, she used it to activate Bernice, a giant chainsaw. The sight of it even made Popeye mutter, "Shiver me timbers." A final showdown, reminiscent of Mortal Kombat, began. Popeye initially had the upper hand, but after finding a hammer, the fight became more evenly matched. It seemed he might win, but Olive fought back fiercely, slashing his stomach open and bringing him to the ground. It was finally over. Or so she thought. When the police arrived the next morning, Popeye's body was gone. Weeks passed with reports of Popeye sightings in New York. Olive is no longer the same person. Now, sporting a prosthetic arm, she has transformed into an Ash Williams-esque figure, ready for the hunt. And that's where the movie ends. Believe it or not, this film was shot in only 10 days. The plot is thin, but it has a unique feature. CGI kills. Unlike its predecessors, which relied on practical effects, this installment fully embraced computer-generated imagery for everything from Popeye's face to every gruesome death. This gives it a unique blend of retro slasher vibes and modern effects. So, what are your thoughts on the movie? Leave a comment and let me know which film in the trilogy was the best. Popeye the Slayer Man, Popeye's Revenge, or this one. It's time to settle this debate.